Hello and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy Podcast. This is for December 20th, 2024. This is episode 358. We are in the final 10 episode countdown until I reach my goal of 365 daily episodes representing 1 year of the Paul Green Comedy Podcast. This is Paul Green, stand-up comedian, actor, and improviser, and dreamer. Just, talking about my dreams. Really just talking about myself. It's pretty narcissistic. I don't know. I kind of hit hard right there. Like, wait a minute, am I a narcissist? Why would I just talk about myself? Well, because I'm the only person that I know well enough to talk about. You know what I mean? And my experiences are the only experiences that I'm an expert on. And, that's all I can really speak to is what I've gone through, what I'm learning, what I'm experiencing, and just hoping that as I talk about it, that maybe it provides a little bit of inspiration or, a little bit of wisdom or some insight. Although some episodes I've been very discouraged, so maybe those episodes were depressing. I don't know. I just felt impressed. I felt inspired. I felt guided, if you will, about a year ago to start a podcast, and I just knew I needed to do it daily. I don't know why. I mean, I've come up with my reasons why, but if I want to talk about things that I've learned, whenever it comes to inspiration, I have learned that you just have to do the inspiration. And I think when we get inspiration, we then try to justify it in our minds and we try to make sense of it. But we can only make sense of it based off of our own limited linear logic, minds. And the reality is, whatever justification we are providing for our behavior is actually probably based off of our past behavior, our experiences. And our experiences and what we've experienced in the past may or may not have actually been objectively true. Did I word that correctly? Oh, man, I don't think I did. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think about this, and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. And, I talk a lot about self-help people, and Dr. Joe Dispenza is one who I think has some very interesting insights and points of view. And but he talks about that everything we've experienced up to this exact moment is our past. And our past has informed our belief systems and how we process and what we think and what we know. And so often we want to experience something that we don't know. That's sort of the whole idea of dreaming, or having a goal, right? It's like, in my life, I experience what I'm experiencing right now. I'm experiencing how much money I make, what my relationships are, what my career is, what my hobbies are, how much autonomy I have, how much happiness I have, fulfillment, etc., right? Everything that I am experiencing, and that is my reality right now, is all the result of everything that I've known in the past, everything that I've discovered, everything that I've learned, all of the mistakes that I've made. They have all brought me to this point. And yet, when I have a desire or a dream or something that is beyond my current life experience, well, then that necessitates stepping into the unknown. And stepping into the unknown, by definition, means I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the experience is going to be. I don't know what the results are going to be. Because if I knew it, I would already be experiencing it right now. Does that make sense? Or am I just talking out my arse right now? So, I've had this dream for a long time. And as I've journeyed and progressed towards my dreams as a performer and as a comedian, at times I have felt inspired to do certain things that make no sense and that I quite legitimately not only don't know how to do, but I don't know what the results are going to be. Because how could I know the results when I'm doing something that I've never done before and that doesn't even really make sense to me? And so when I think about this podcast, it didn't make sense to me why I was doing it 10 years ago or a year ago. And quite frankly, it doesn't really make sense to me now. But I'm just doing it. And and I don't know what for, because I've never experienced the results of doing a daily podcast for a year before. So how could I possibly know what the outcome is going to be? Now, sure, I may have some ideas of what I think the end outcome's going to be, or I may have some ideas about what I think I am accomplishing with this, but I don't know, uh, because how could I? And I think that's probably one of the greatest challenges, for me at least, in regards to pursuing this crazy dream, is I've made huge decisions that were made in this great void of the unknown, having no idea if it's even a good idea or not, or if it's going to be a positive outcome. Now, I should put a little asterisk on that last statement, because positive outcome, I think, is perhaps, well, let's put it this way. When I have taken action as opposed to inaction, right? Because that's pretty much the choices. The choices are, I can do nothing, I can continue to do what I've always done, or I can take a different action and do something that I don't always do. And so if I do something, okay, so let's look at the three options. So if I don't do anything, then I'm going to have no result, no new result. If I do something, but it's what I've always done, then I'm going to get the same result. If I do something I've never done before, all I am guaranteed is that I'm going to get a different result. And then I get to determine whether that result is positive or negative. And I really do think that that is a choice. To say something was a negative outcome or a positive outcome means that I'm placing a value judgment on it. I'm judging the outcome as positive or negative. It reminds me of that old proverb or that old sort of parable. I'm totally going to butcher it, but it has something to do with, like, there's this farmer and, like, his horse escapes right? And then all the people in the village go like, "Oh, your horse escaped. That's so terrible. That's so bad." And then the farmer goes, "Well, it's neither bad nor good. It just is." Well, then the next day, his horse returns and brings with him like several wild horses who then the farmer is able to tame. And so now he has like 3 horses. And then all the people in the village say, "Wow, what marvelous luck. You have such good fortune." And then he goes, "Well, it's neither good nor bad. It just is," right? And then the next day, his his son, is trying to tame one of the wild horses, gets bucked off and breaks his leg. And then all the townspeople go, "Oh, that's so horrible. That's so bad that your son broke his leg." And then the farmer says, "Well, it's neither good nor bad. It just is," right? And then, the next day, the country's army comes and is drafting all of the young men to go fight a war. But because his son had a broken leg, he didn't have to go to war and didn't have to die. So then all the townspeople came and said, "Oh, that's so lucky. That's so good that your son had a broken leg, so he didn't have to fight in the war." And then the farmer says, "It's neither good nor bad. It just is," right? And of course, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, I could look at the outcome of this podcast so far and say, "Oh, it's good because of this," or "It's bad because of that." And the reality is it's neither good nor bad. I made a decision to take action and to do something I'd never done before to this degree. And I agreed to commit to it for at least a year just to really prove to myself that I can do something hard and difficult that will take a lot of work and a lot of focus, especially to do it daily. And I did pretty good. I wasn't 100%, but I did pretty darn good overall. And now I get to determine, well, is this a good outcome or is this a bad outcome? Or I just get to determine, hey, I did a thing and there have been some results. And those results are neither good nor negative. They just are. And I'll see what the next thing is. And by the way, I haven't given up on podcasting yet. I think it kind of sounds like that's where I'm going. I haven't made that decision yet. I'm still unraveling. Wait, that didn't sound good. It's neither good nor bad to unravel. It just is. I'm not unraveling. I am processing. I am just wrapping up this year of podcasts. I'm getting into a bit of a winter break here to where I'll have a lot of time to really, step away. I don't, the last show I have scheduled for the year is tonight in Yuma. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to really, get clear. And by get clear, I mean I'm going to join Scientology, everybody. That's what this podcast was all about. Tom Cruise has it right. So, with that, I am just kind of in this sort of nostalgic, interesting state these last couple of days. Like I'm just sort of in a bit of a haze and just really starting to contemplate what's happened this last year, what I've been able to accomplish, and where I want to go from here. What unknowns do I want to dive into next? And that is the great challenge, is being willing to step into what is not known. Take those risks, take those chances, and determining what risks and what chances are worth it, are worth taking the risk, because obviously not all risks are worth it, but as the great former Arizona Cardinals head coach Bruce Arians once said, "No risk it, no biscuit, baby." So it's been fun. It's been really interesting challenging myself to just put on a recorder and commit myself to sharing my thoughts and my feelings and my experiences as I pursue my dreams, and to put those out on the internet for the whole world to hear. And by the whole world, I mean like 3 of you that I know of. And and for all those who have listened and supported, I'm so grateful, and thank you so much for tuning in and being willing to listen to what I have to say. And I hope that anything that I have said has had a positive influence and impact on your beautiful lives. So, oh my gosh, 7 episodes to go, everybody. This is episode 358, December 20th, 2024 of the Paul Green Comedy Podcast. I love you all so much. I hope you're having a great holiday season. I will check in with you every day until that must be my last episode. Well, not my last episode, but my 365th episode, I guess, will be December 27th. So we're almost there, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love you all so much. I will check in with you tomorrow.